developing yourself as a leader who coaches employee is not that difficult. There are only a few skills you need to learn, and you don't need to take extensive training or become certified to do that. I'll explain what those skills are in this video. Hello, I'm Stephen Goldberg of Optimus Performance, bringing you practical tips and ideas on leadership, team development, and employee performance in the workplace. Before I get into the topic, I just want to mention that I do have some training videos or some training courses online that you can access. These are more in-depth training than the tutorials, and they cover how to hire the right person for the job, how to set and achieve goals, and how to write and use a job description. Now, you could buy these individually, or I have a mega bundle, which gives you a nice discount. And right now, if you comment and ask for a coupon on this video, I will send you a 50% reduction coupon. So it makes it really affordable to dive more in depth into the topics that I talk a lot about on my YouTube videos. So let's get to the topic. The idea about coaching is something that's become very popular over the last 10 to 15 years, I would say. When I took my first training on becoming a coach, I had already been in the training and development field for many years, and coaching was becoming something very popular. Before that, we used the term coach for somebody in a sports team, and there wasn't really a title for a leader as a coach in business. But now it's become much more commonplace. And also, there's a lot of organizations that have come to be that offer a certification. And even within corporations, they have their own training and certifications for people to become coaches. And all it really means is to adjust your style as a leader to go from being more of a manager to being a coach. So what does that mean? What are the skills you require to really coach people? And these are skills that you already have. You just need to develop them more. The first thing you need to do as a coach is to ask questions. Because rather than telling people what to do, you want them to decide what they're going to commit to do so that you can agree on that. And also so that they could solve their own problems instead of coming to you to be told how to do something or what to do. So asking questions is a skill that everybody knows how to do. You just need to understand how that is important in terms of coaching. And of course, once you ask questions, the second skill is listening. So listen to how the person thinks, and how you can then validate that before giving your opinion. In other words, confirming that you understand what they're actually saying to you. The third thing is asking for action. So once you have asked a question and listened to the answer, you want to ask for action from the person. What are they going to do to further that, whatever it is? And the fourth thing is follow-up. So you want to, from the action that they are going to be taking, and you want to have them make that as a commitment, you want to then set a follow-up, and then you just go through the cycle again. So when you do the follow-up, you ask a question. So how are you doing with your action? You listen. Then you ask for action after you've established where things are at, and you set the next follow-up. And that's really the flow of what it is to be a coach. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say it's a salesperson, and the salesperson has a territory, and you want them to develop a new territory adjacent to the one they have and look for new dealers in that region. So you want to expand your reach in terms of sales. So you would sit down with the salesperson and ask a question. Well, first you want, of course, tell the person what you have in mind, what your objective is, so they could then perhaps go away and come back with what they plan to do. So once they come to you, you want to start by asking questions. So what is your plan to find new dealers in this new territory? How do you plan to approach it? And then you want to listen to their answer. And you may have already thought this through on your own as well. And you want to perhaps challenge them. Maybe they didn't think everything through that you think they should have. And this is where you ask further questions to get them to expand their thinking and perhaps share some of your own ideas as well. But really, the ultimate goal here is to get them to come up with something that you agree with that they're going to do. And then you ask them, okay, let's set an action. What are you going to do and by when? You always want to have a due date attached to that action that they're going to commit to. But you don't want to tell them, you want it to come from them. And then at the end of that meeting, you set a follow-up date based on the commitment to their action. And then when you meet with them again, as I mentioned before, you just go through that whole cycle again. You ask a question, you listen, you ask for action, and you set a follow-up. So if you can shift your way of managing to utilize those techniques, it's actually skills that you need to practice and develop. So asking questions, listening, all these are skills, again, that you already have. So you don't need to go and pay a lot of money for training or for becoming certified. And this is for actual business owners, leaders that are working with people. I'm not talking for professional coaches that want to make a business of being a coach. So it's really for business leaders. And this is really all you need to do to get started, and then just perfect that skill or deepen it and know where you're strong, where you're weak, and what you need to work on. So as always, I suggest taking action. Perhaps start with one direct report and make it something that you can test, somebody who you're comfortable with. Share what you are doing, that you want to become a better coach and you're following these steps, and ask them for feedback, somebody you're close with, and get going on this. What I always suggest is take action if you like these ideas. Check out some of the other related videos. There's one recommended for you right now. There's also the articles that go along with all these videos on the blog section of my website. There's a link in the description of this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again soon.